As we mentioned, we're following a number of key local and state races this election night, which means CBS News Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto, will join us right now. Anthony, my favorite question, what's the latest?
Well, there's a lot going on, John. Thanks. You know, from the data desk here, we're looking at the votes starting to come in from Ohio. What's behind me is the counted vote. We expect turnout to be about 3.9 million. So this is just getting started. In fact, that's going to be pretty high. It's going to approach the midterm level in the Senate. That's probably initially going to look like good news, probably for the Democrats, probably for the yes side. But let me show you this, too. When we take our exit polls that we've been talking to people all day as they're voting and apply that, we get our CBS Live estimate. Not quite 66, but at 57% yes. That's the reason I've got a lean yes description on here. Still early, but that incorporates everything we know. Some of the vote that's been counted, but all the exit poll data that we've collected so far. So yes, out to a pretty good start. That's a lean yes, long way to go, John.
And just to button up the last one before asking you the next one, the reason you compared it, you talked about a Senate race, is in 2022, J.D. Vance was running, which means if the vote is close to that, it means a lot of people are turning out like, the same as they did when there was a big race in the balance. Having said that, tell us what's happening in Kentucky and Mississippi.
Sure.
And am I right about that?
You are correct about that. The yes side in particular wants to see if the abortion issue can motivate people to vote, and that's going to tell maybe a 2024 story as well for the Democrats. So that's why a lot of eyes are on Ohio tonight. Kentucky, here's a different kind of story, but also very interesting, maybe for 2024. Can a Democrat win in a deeply red state? Right now, Andy Beshear up a little bit. We've got this rated as a toss-up, and I'll tell you why. We're going to look for whether Beshear can do as well as he did last time when he won narrowly. Can he do well in the suburbs up here, closer to Cincinnati, of course, in and around the Frankfort County, here around here in Franklin County, sorry. This vote is very early. There's not going to be a lot of early vote out of Kentucky, but we do see an early lead for him there. This is the kind of thing where you say, okay, if a Democrat can perform well in a state where Donald Trump won by a wide margin, well, maybe he's onto something. Maybe he's onto some kind of formula for the Democrats, John.
And finally, in Virginia, that state we used to obsess about, and maybe we'll be doing it again, Republicans are seeking full control of the legislature. What's it look like there at the moment?
I think that's going to be a while before we know, quite frankly, because you've got all those individual races that have to come in. That may be late. That may even be tomorrow before we know something. So that one I urge a lot of patience on, John.
I recall in 2016, a lot of patience on Virginia as well, late into the night. Anthony Salvanto, a story for another time. Thank you, as always.
Thanks.